Well, it's New Year's Eve. There's gonna be no party. But 20 years ago, I enjoyed the Millennium Party in Club Zillion. There was a bit music like this.
Wat we vandaag meemaken is zelden gezien. Het is dan ook een heel speciaal jaar geweest. We zijn samen één, we zijn samen de Retro Arena Top 500, Café Del Mar en Energy 52. En ik zie dat het zometeen tijd is voor de top 10.
Well, we're gonna make the top 10. So, with all this music, yeah. And, well, but I have been doing other things recently. So I came up, well, I'm still writing on the book, and especially that last chapter of prosperity, I said prosperity and freedom. And then I don't do a next chapter about relativity and start explaining Andy Warhol and Sartre and Simone de Beauvoir. Skip all that existentialism, put it with prosperity and freedom, and then after real people in the book, there is a chapter about people today and tomorrow. So that's better. And relativity and Einstein, I'm not gonna mention relativity. It's predicting the future, and that is hard. So it's better to speak of the past. And so the past is prosperity, of course. 1848 was very, very revolutionary, and it changed the world. 1884, I saw a documentary, a speech by a professor of, Cambridge or Oxford or something, but a real good history professor. And he said, 1884 is revolutionary, which I thought, of course. So a few days ago, I came up with the idea. I was studying Nazism, fascism, and so it's good, but not that good, this music. And so I came up with totalitarianism. So, it seems that a state follows an ideology, and with propaganda they try to, squeeze it into the brains of every citizen. And the funny thing, when I see my book starting in, Mesopotamia, the Persians and the ancient Greek, even Alexander the Great, more than 2,000 years ago, it was all about, squeezing into new ideas into our heads. And they even didn't have to squeeze them in. It's just what people believed. And when you see, you had the Romans, and then you had the Christians in France, the Christians. And you didn't have to squeeze it in, but after a few hundred of years, everybody believed in heaven and God. And it was the explanation of the world. It was very concrete. And so then they had protests against the abuse of power by the Pope. But something very different, they discovered nature. And then you had the social revolution with Karl Marx. And so, but when you see Nazism and when you see communism, is it something new? Totalitarianism? Believing in heaven was as totalitarian as any ideology. It's the same. They didn't know a free world. Liberales, in Spain, somewhere long time ago, but not too long. The Enlightenment, there is protest about well, abuse of power. And but so they had created the kingdom with the king and the princess, and it was a world organized according to a philosophy of that it should be like that. It is really like that. I'm not gonna explain that, but so it was there. And then you get a new explanation, nature, the atom theory. And I can explain it started with chemistry, and then they had the atom theory. And it changed. The world became nature and bye-bye spirit. And suddenly it was a struggle for material things in the material world. And the afterlife and all these things didn't matter to communists. And when you see Nazism, they really believe everybody must get his fair share. And the Nazis, yeah, in 1923, one bread, it cost like 1 Deutschmark, and suddenly it cost like a billion Deutschmark in 1 year time. So they had very terrible things with free market. It didn't do any good to the Germans, free market in 1923. And so you get that whole new idea that, yeah, we don't want a free world. We want to be self-supporting. We want, yeah. And so, and then they come with this race and intellectualism, and they are against, and yeah, Arbeit, labor must be very, very well. It should not be like you have to clean the castle of a king. It should be like, everybody has his own castle. And so, yeah, I mean, totalitarianism, yeah, but they just wanted you to believe what they believed. But so, and today with the climate, well, there are voices to make it criminal not to believe it, that there is an urgency. So not to believe it, to speak out against it would be a criminal act. So, well, so sometimes people have ideas, but yeah, they want to enforce them on other persons. Yeah. When you do that collectively, well, but sometimes you just convince the people of something new. Nobody had to push in a consumer society. Everybody liked it, shopping without any, well, there has been a little bit propaganda, but basically go on holiday. I mean, just people like it. I mean, so go to a nightclub, some people would never go there, but as long as there is enough people who want to go and to want to listen to the radio and want to do things, you don't need to push it into their heads, but their mind can change. Their mind can change. Absolutely. The mind can change. Yeah, sure. Changed for thousands of years. And yeah, we believed in the infinity and the eternal, and that must be a different world. We believed in that, and then we didn't believe in it anymore, but we still believe in God, of course. That's obvious. Well, maybe listen. Is it good? Right over there, it's Gevard, Agfa. When I visited Los Angeles, I saw a huge office building with Agfa on it. So that is, yeah, the chemical things to make movies. Now it's digital, but long time ago. It all started here with a man called Lieven Gewart. And even Rolls-Royce comes from this area. Was the Minerva factory. Was a dealership of Minerva, was the first Rolls-Royce company. Started as a dealer of Minerva. Sorry. And I'm not sure it's in the original factory of Minerva, but there is a restaurant called Minerva, and this New Year's Eve I'm gonna eat from that restaurant. And I had the intention visiting my brother and his children and my 3-year-old godchild, but yeah, it seems they all have COVID. Well, they tested positive on some kind of fast test, I don't know. So I can't go, they don't want me to go. So, but the 3-year-old godchild, she sat on the phone with video. She was eating tomato soup with meatballs, and she asked me to come, but yeah, I can't go. But okay, so we'll see. So the book is getting better and better, and I'm viewing properties a little bit, exploring neighborhoods, and always using the same toilet. Like now, I will have to go to the toilet. I have to return home, and I always use the toilet in my bedroom. It's already like 9 months. Crazy, huh? To use the same toilet over and over again. Yeah. It's okay. Wish you a wonderful 2021. Really wish it to you.